There was a big announcement this week, and we have to talk about it. Shows, and more shows, man. What we were waiting for finally happened. Disney Plus announced a ton of shows. Cannot believe it, man. They have so many shows that I don't have time to. So it's insane. It's crazy. It's amazing. So they did an investors like presentation. Kathleen Kennedy show, a lot of shows for Star Wars, 10 shows for Star Wars, which is crazy. I'm going to talk about the good of that announcement, the bad, and the ugly. So starting with the good, more shows. The 10 Star Wars shows means a lot of shows for Disney Plus. So that justify my subscription. So I'm freaking happy. Disney Plus is not anymore a Mandalorian subscription model. No, there's shows in there. Finally, there's shows in there. So I'm happy for that. And I'm going to just mention them really quickly. We got the Mandalorian season 3 already confirmed. Awesome. Ahsoka. I knew it. Nice. It's coming to Disney Plus. Rangers of the New Republic. I believe that one's Gina Carano, right? They're talking about maybe she being the lead. That's awesome. I like her. She's awesome. Obi-Wan Kenobi show. I'm so within that show, but they announced that Hayden Christensen is coming back, and that had me super high. Like, I please give me some Darth Vader. I love Hayden Christensen, the prequels. I believe this is a good opportunity. I'm still scared, cautiously optimistic. But yeah, we need a little bit of Darth Vader in this. This is gonna be amazing. Andor, still trying to wrap my feelings around it, but I'll get some Star Wars. I did like Rogue One, so I'm very hopeful for this one. Star Wars Visions, which is basically like a Japanese animators doing Star Wars. How cool does that sound?
Sounds dope, man.
I'm about that, man. To be honest,
that sounds really interesting. So I'm looking towards. I believe at one point we should just discuss that one because we're into anime, we're into Star Wars. This is just an amazing mix. The Bad Batch is coming back. That's basically a spin-off from Clone Wars, which is great. The Alkaloid, which is pretty much based on the past era. Don't know about that one. They don't have too much information. We'll have to wait and see. They're describing it as a mystery thriller, whatever that means. They have a Lando miniseries coming our way as well. There's a Rogue Squadron movie. That's a movie. Another little film called A Droid Story. Pretty much, I believe it's going to be about droids, of course. Mostly a light-hearted type of thing. Sell toys, who knows. And a Taika Waititi's movie. This is going to become after Rogue Squadron. They still don't have a title. I don't know what this is going to be about. But I'm a fan of Taika, so I'm looking forward to this. I think he's great, so we'll see what happens. So the bad of all these announcements. My concern is this, and this is a question, open question. If you guys want to reply, do it. Are all these shows really necessary? And the reason why I'm asking is because there's so many characters that we could have shows of within the Star Wars lore and universe, like for example, Boba Fett, or possibly Vader, and instead we got a show about Andor, which is a character that is already dead on the movies. So we know where he's going. And for example, Lando. It's not that I hate Lando. I like Lando, but I believe there's some characters that probably have been like better to show a little bit more of. And again, this might be me ranting because I'm a Vader fan. But I just want to know you guys' opinion. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that this is the great lineup, or maybe there's another characters that you might better see having their own show instead of these?
I would say I'm kind of happy with the lineup, but I mean, some of them aren't really that necessary to me. But it's just the fact that we're gonna get more Star Wars, which is fucking dope because I'm not. It's not that I'm sick and tired of the Mandalorian. It's just like that's the only thing that they've been writing on ever since this platform like launched ever since. And yeah, the fact that we're not only just going to get season 3 of Mando, but we're also going to get a ton more stuff. And I mean, I'm going to sit down and watch a bunch of these, man, because I mean, what better way to get to know the Star Wars universe even more? I mean, I know Granite's like probably like maybe you will for the most part aren't really interested in like a couple of these, but I mean, just the fact that we're getting more Star Wars, bro, and maybe hopefully that opens the gate even more for potential new shows later on. Like this is another gateway to like future stuff. Who knows? But I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I
pumped.
believe that the inclusion of Hayden Christensen, like I told you about before, and that's a good point, Manny, might open that door for what I really want. But who knows, man? You know, like
That's what I was gonna say. Is I think one, they probably have bigger plans for Vader because he's Vader, and this is really, I mean, outside of Mandalorian, this is barely the start of them saying, "Oh, hey, we have a content, and we're gonna give it to you." So getting Vader this early would kind of, I mean,
Yeah,
it's gonna bust that load a little too early.
yeah, it'll
And
be
then
overwhelming for sure.
yeah, if we already get Boba Fett and we get Vader and we get
Mhm.
Obi-Wan, like that's
yeah,
nah, they're gonna use all their ammo too quickly. And then I think with the shows, it's pretty cool for me. I feel like their strategy is going to be, you know, a droid story will be more for children. You
hmm
know, Lando is going to be more for more seasoned, probably people that are a little bit older than us. I think there's an older demographic that really likes Lando. Not I mean we all like Lando, but you
Yeah.
know, I think the people that saw Star Wars when it came out probably really like Lando. And then
yeah.
I think you know, Ahsoka is going to be for Clone Wars fans. I think they're diversifying it so that they can pull everybody back into Star Wars.
Mhm.
Yeah, I believe so too. They want to just pretty much checks everybody's boxes so they can have a Star Wars can be an audience for everybody, and that's great. I mean, the inclusion is amazing. I like to see that fandom unify one more time, and that's basically what gets me to this last point, which is the ugly and all these things. And this is my issue and my criticism with how Star Wars has been handled at this moment. Uh, I mean, my concern is this: we got 10 shows announced, 10 shows, not one, no two, no three, 10. What happened with the Star Wars fatigue that we were hearing about? What happened with less is more? I mean, there's quotes from Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy saying less is more. And we got 10 shows. And there's quotes from Bob Iger saying, I mean, people are suffering for Star Wars fatigue. That's why people didn't want to see Solo. We got 10 shows, not one, not two, not three, 10 shows. So, I mean, I'm going to say it out loud and then you guys tell me your opinion. I call this bullshit. I believe people want Star Wars. There's a thirst for Star Wars, and I believe people will watch this show because they like Star Wars. Plain and simple, I believe the sequel trilogy was an utter nasty failure. It was bad. They know about it. They know that it wasn't that good, and they're ignoring that. They announced 10 shows, not one, not two, not three, 10. And none of those single shows is based on the sequel trilogy characters or that era.
I mean, even still, like, I mean, there's definitely, I think the Star Wars fatigue was really brought on more by early on when Disney got LucasArts, like they were, you know, it seemed pretty clear that they were going to keep milking it and milking it. But the fact of the matter is, every piece of content that they put out, except for episode 8 and 9, were pretty badass. People may have not gone and seen Solo, it may not have gotten record numbers, but Solo is a great movie. Rogue One
Mhm.
is a great movie. Like, I agree with you. I think this quote unquote Star Wars fatigue is just people worried that Disney was going to milk it until it was dry. And that's not true, man. I mean, it's the start. This has been happening since before Disney got Lucas. I mean, there's 100 Star Wars games a year, 100 books, 100 comics. There's no such thing as Star Wars fatigue. There's no such thing as Marvel fatigue. That you can't get enough. I mean, no, they could have put 20 shows, which some companies did, and people are gonna watch them all, man, of different ages. I mean, different groups. Like, no, that Star Wars fatigue's not a real thing.
What do you think, Manny? Is Star Wars fatigue a real thing or not?
Nah, man, I don't think it is. I mean, I think I probably just have a grudge for her, and I don't even know the girl like that. But I think this is just literally all on Kathleen Kennedy, to be honest. Like she literally did a whole rehash of the Skywalker saga, but in a female lead point. And the reason why she probably quoted "less is more" is because she wanted to just pretty much do the same thing over again and make money again at the same time. And she probably told Bob Iger, "No, we're doing this. I have creative control. Like fuck George Lucas, all those other guys. Like whatever I say, go. Like if you don't do what I say, I'm gonna start cutting balls and all that stuff like that too." Like I think it's literally just all on her, and she just wanted to eat the easy way out in terms of having the money. Like
Yeah,
Star Wars fatigue is her. Like that's what it is.
Yeah.
like I mean, it's how they contradicts themselves, man. What gets me, like, because if you have an opinion, if you have a point of view, you have a stance, just live by it. But people have Star Wars fatigue. We're doing too much too soon, and then you throw at me 10 shows. Which one is it? Is it we have fatigue, or is it that we're not doing enough? And that's basically to be the ugly. I believe their message is a little bit crook, but it's for me to pretty much cover their obvious failures
Yeah.
and not
Yeah.
admitting that they dropped the ball. And they
Mhm.
basically, okay, we're gonna try to do right this time because we kind of have a template with the Mandalorian on how to do things. So now we're gonna do things like this because this is how it's supposed to be done. Just say that, man. Be straightforward. But no,
Yeah.
there's no way they're gonna admit
No,
their failures. Sadly.
it's just an excuse, man. And the success of Mandalorian just means that they can get away with everything they were
Oh,
planning.
yeah.
Yeah, man, that's it. So last question for you guys to move on to this topic. So I want to ask you, from all these shows that were announced, which ones are your 3 must watch and why?
Uh,
I can start. So you guys have an idea. So to me, it's Ahsoka. That's the first one. I want to see a little bit more of the time travel thing with the Veil of the Force. I want to see if he finally finds Ezra. I want to see Thrawn. I want to badly see him. I think he's a great villain, so I'm looking forward to that. To be honest with you, this one wasn't on my list, but when they announced Hayden Christensen, Obi-Wan became one of my tops. So that's my second one I want to watch because I want to see more Vader. I need more Vader. And the third one, man, it's the Star Wars Visions. I'm a fan of anime. I just want to see how the animators kind of bring that to life. So I'm extremely looking forward to that because pretty much I believe there's going to be some reimagining things from past eras and whatever is the Star Wars on this animation. But to me, it's going to be great. So what do you guys think? What are your top 3?
Yeah, I have so probably number 1 for me is Rogue Squadron.
Cool.
I'm a big fan of all the space battles, all the pilots, just the Rogue Squadron in general. I've always been a big fan of. So them expanding that, I'm super excited to see that. Whatever they want to do with them, and I want to expand those space battles and that universe up there. The next one as well, same thing. The Star Wars Visions. I don't know if you guys ever saw Ninja Batman, but it
I
was
did. Great
so-
animation, man.
yeah. They kind of took they took Batman and sort of threw him into that crazy anime world, and the movie had no right to be as good as it was.
Like a samurai era, which was a great take on Batman.
And then he got a mech at the end for whatever reason.
Yeah, it went nuts.
So yeah, I'll take a piece of that slice anytime. And then assuming that Mandalorian season 3 isn't an answer, I mean, I would go Obi-Wan for sure. I'm a little bit more classic with these, and I also love Hayden Christensen. So
What about you, Manny?
For sure. I'm honestly my number 1, to be honest, I think it's gonna be the Lando miniseries, man.
Oh, really?
I kind of hope it's the younger version of Lando.
That's a good question, man. What era is it gonna be in? I don't think they said, right?
No, and I really hope it's the younger one because
You want Donald Glover to reprise the character?
I wouldn't
was a
mind,
great Lando.
or even someone else. But I mean, I just want someone to expose or like to give Lando his love too, man. Like he's probably my top 5 Star Wars character of
I
all
think
time.
it's on the same level probably as Boba Fett,
Yeah.
like underappreciated in that sense.
Yeah, the reason I would want him to do a younger mini series of this is because he's a smuggler back then, and a lot of smugglers messed around with pirates. And I would love if they put this out there. It'll be awesome for them to put Hondo in this series somewhere.
Yeah. Oh
Man, if they put that on, you get to see all these damn pirates, dude. And Hondo's like literally out of all the Star Wars
it's
characters.
from the Clone Wars series,
Yeah,
right? The pirate.
he's my number 1 favorite character, to be honest.
Now
he's
you
up
remind
there,
me.
dude.
Yes, I was gonna tell you that I did want it a Lando movie instead of a solo movie. To me, the solo movie was a little bit of a. I don't know if I want this character to be repraised because to me, Saracen 4 always has been, but I kind of was more intrigued about Lando in that movie than Solo.
I really hope it's the younger. But I mean, whatever the case, Lando's my number 1 for sure. And then number 2, I would have to say Ahsoka, just because I kind of want to know this whole thing with like Ezra and all that stuff to see if she actually ends up finding them and stuff like that too. Even though I don't really like Ezra, but I kind of just want to know the closure. Like I need closure with this dude.
Yeah. I
And
agree.
then the third one, damn. I mean, Visions is up there, but you guys both already said that answer. And I'm probably gonna go Bad Batch, to be honest. That's like my other
Okay.
alternative too.
Okay.
Just because
Yeah.
I hope it's when they with Echo when he joins them after. Like I hope it's like
Yeah.
their story or even probably before. Like they'll probably
Yeah,
do
and
like
it's a
their side
series based
mission.
on troopers, so to me
Yeah.
that's badass. I always, I mean, the Clone Wars to me was great because the focus for the most part was on their perspective on those troopers in those wars. So I
Yeah.
think this is gonna be like a great, see, I mean, what is it called, like a spin-off from Clone Wars. I think it's the
Yeah.
best way to do it.
I mean, since they got introduced in the 7th season, dog, I was like, God dang, these guys are
Yeah,
tight, dude. Like these guys, I like these guys, dude. And then the fact that they found Echo and then he's gonna end up joining their squad, I'm like, dude, Echo's a beast too, man. Like he was up there for the clones. Like I'm kind of excited to see those shows too.
Yeah.
There's a bunch, man. I would watch. Like I said, I'm gonna watch them all, man. But yeah, those will be my top 3
Me
overall.
too, man. I will have to get freaking time off work, man. This is insane. This is too much.
It's hard to pick 3 because there's the top 3 and then there's 7 honorable mentions.
Yeah,
I
I
mean
know.
it's kind of tough.
Yeah, no, I just
I want.
did it
I bet.
for-
I promise you that droid mini thing is going to be adorable and everybody's going to love it.